I was watching a video on Chris Stuckman's channel where he was doing a review of the movie Hidden Figures. Now, if you're not familiar with that movie, just see the trailer. They really laid down the white guilt on pretty thick right away.
You have identification on them?
NASA, sir.
NASA? I had no idea they hired.
There are quite a few women working in the space program.
Least I can do is give y'all an escort.
3 Negro women are chasing a white police officer down the highway in 1961. That is a God-ordained miracle. Every time we have a chance to get ahead, they move the finish line.
If you were a white male, would you wish to be an engineer?
I wouldn't have to. I'd already be one.
So just a heads up, if you ever want to feel guilty about being a white male, then this is the movie for you. I bring this up because if you read the comments on Stuckman's review, you'll see that several people agree with me and mention the white guilt trip of this movie. But you'll also see many comments saying that the people who dislike the white guilt aspect are just as bad as the feminists and SJWs. Now, this whole idea that anti-SJWs are just as bad as SJWs is way off base, yet you'll hear it a lot. I think I have a good analogy to explain the difference between anti-SJWs and SJWs. Think of a box of jigsaw pieces. We'll call it the puzzle of things to get offended about. Now, SJWs have taken this box out, but only assembled some of the pieces. Each piece is something to get offended about. Oh, the wage gap? We'll put this piece over here. Oh, not enough women in science? We'll put you over there, and so forth. And each time you put a puzzle piece down on the table, that is like calling attention to that issue. Now, I'm coming along and saying, well, you left off quite a lot of pieces, like this one. What about the piece where men make up 93% of workplace deaths? Or the piece where men getting hit on TV ads passes for comedy? That's all I'm doing. I'm just finishing the puzzle. Ultimately, I say you never should have taken out that puzzle box to begin with. But since it is out, you should at least finish it. I'm just putting in the missing pieces. Now, one may argue, well, you're no different because they only focus on women while you only focus on men. That is to say, just like they are only assembling certain pieces of the puzzle and not others, you too are also assembling pieces and not others. True, but they are pieces that they forgot. They are the pieces that complete the puzzle. And if I leave off any pieces, it's because they are already on the table, and they already got attention, as opposed to leaving them off simply because I felt like it. Another perfect example of what I mean was the sexism in Harry Potter video that I made a while back. I was responding to an article that complained about sexism in Harry Potter, but wouldn't you know it, they didn't make one mention of the actual sexist moments, such as when the stairs turned into a slide for the boys, but not for the girls. I wasn't complaining about that moment in the book, I was merely making a point that people see sexism against women more readily, even when it isn't there, than they see sexism against men when it is there. That article only cherry-picked what they believe to be positive aspects of male characters and negative aspects of female characters, but they ignored any positive aspect of female characters and negative aspects of male characters. That's just another example of only selecting certain puzzle pieces and leaving off others. And while we're on this subject, here's an example of art imitating life. There was an episode of Seinfeld where they noticed some discrimination going on at the restaurant Monk's.
Have you noticed anything else that's different since the new management?
They're putting a little lemon in the tuna. I love that.
Besides that, look at the waitresses.
Yeah?
What physical characteristic would you say is common to all of them? I mean, look at this. Every waitress working here has the same proportions, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say.
What's going on here? How is this possible?
So they were all women, but rather than viewing that as possible discrimination against men, they viewed it as discrimination against women still. I thought that was an interesting clip because I can totally see SJWs having that same reaction if they were in a similar situation. It makes me wonder, if they had all been waiters that had blonde hair, would they see the blonde hair and think it was discrimination against men with other hair colors? Or would they see gender in that case?